Do you have a favorite video game cast? Ooh, that's a good question. There's a bunch of JRPGs that have amazing cast of characters. Some of the Tales games I can think of, some Fire Emblem games. Wow, that's a really interesting question. But there's a lot to choose from. Off the top of my head, I think I will probably pick. Let me take a wild guess. I'm gonna pick Chrono Cross, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense because it has 40 plus characters, and half of them are kind of like forgettable. We can all agree with that. But the other half is pretty interesting. And the ones that do get some story progress, some development in there are very interesting. I love Kid, I love Harley, I love the Dragoons. I think it's a pretty interesting cast of characters. While still my favorite RPG of all time, it doesn't have my favorite cast of characters, but it's one of my favorite. I think Nier, this guy right here, probably has one of my favorite cast of characters. The main character, the dad, not the brother in the remaster, the dad, Daddy Nier. I think he's a fantastic, greatly written character, and his relationship with his daughter, it just hits you right here, man. It hits you, it's just the brother-sister relationship doesn't work for me. I mean, I have a sister, and in real life, and I love her, but she's never been sick, and I'm not a father. I don't have any kids. But I think it's more relatable and more... It just hits you more in the heart to see a father fighting to save his sick, his terminally ill daughter, right? And then there's Emil, which is a very interesting character, and his story, his arc, is just very interesting. And the Kaine, who doesn't love Kaine? And the spoiler kind of gets, it's kind of like out of nowhere. And this is a 2010 game. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to say that, there's some woke stuff in there. No, this is 2010. This is Yoko Taro, and he's fucked in the head. And I just love that, man. So, but it's not my favorite because there's only there's not too many characters here to love, right? There's just a few. There's just a lot to choose from for that answer, That's why I've also never made that video. Top 10 best JRPG cast of characters. I've never done that because there's just so much to choose from. One that I really like that comes to mind right now is Growlancer, Heritage of War. Yeah, that game I'm always going on about. I think it has one of my favorite characters. I like every character. I like their development, what they go through. You know what? This, where is it? East 9. It's over there, East 9. I love the cast. I like every character. You know what? I'm really enjoying the Divine Force. The cast of characters in the Divine Force, I think it's very interesting. There's these, there's Elena, I don't want to explain the characters to avoid spoilers, but Elena, I love her. Leticia, I love Leticia, guys. I'm greatly written character. You will think she's the spoiled princess, and no, she's a very interesting character, very well written character. Raymond, the main character, because usually the main characters in Star Ocean are not that interesting. They're okay characters. Claude, Edge, everybody hates Edge. I love Edge Maverick in The Last Hope, amazing protagonist. He was my favorite. I think Raymond is my favorite male protagonist right now. And then there's this big bulky guy called Midas. Amazing character. I don't want to get into this. There's more spoiler characters, But yeah, the Divine Force has one of the best characters I've seen in the series. I'll probably mention that in the review. What else? There's is it cheating if I pick a Fire Emblem game or a Suikoden game? Because there's just so many characters in there. But let's focus on the main characters of some of the Suikoden games and Fire Emblem games. I really like the cast in Suikoden 5. Probably, Suikoden 5 has my favorite strategist, Lucretia, George Prime, amazing, well-written character, The relationship between the prince, your main character, and Leon, his retainer. It's kind of like cliche at first, but it starts growing on you, and you end up loving Leon. She's an amazing character as well. So, Yeah, I think Suikoden 5 may have one of my favorite cast of characters. Suikoden 3 as well. Suikoden 3 has one of my favorite heroines across the every JRPG history. Chris, one of the three main characters in Suikoden 3. I love her. There's a lot of games, man. It's just really hard to narrow it down to a few favorites. And I know I'm leaving out a lot of great casts of characters out there. I mean, there's a lot of them. Trails of Cold Steel, yeah. I don't care about a lot of characters. I don't care for a lot of characters in Cold Steel, but yeah. I think I prefer the Trails in the Sky cast of characters. I love Estelle. Joshua, he's an asshole, but without Joshua, Estelle just doesn't work. Olivier, anybody who has played Trails in the Sky know what I'm talking about. I mean, that right there, Estelle and Olivier, those two together, that's wow. That's one amazing cast in there, Chloe, Chloe/Claudia, and then there's more, yeah. Trails in the Sky, great cast of characters. Yeah, so many of great characters in there too. That's it, that's it.